understand.
If you or someone you love suffers from chronic drive-through dinners, meat sweats, gut rot, sugar shakes, or just want to get your shit together, see if the Thug Kitchen cookbook is right for you. Thug Kitchen is not for everyone, including people who might be offended by words like ass, shit, fuck, or motherfucker. Some side effects may include feeling better, looking fly as fuck, saving some goddamn money, and in some cases, increased culinary competence that could lead to becoming a skilled son of a bitch in the kitchen.
So find out today if the Thug Kitchen cookbook is right for you. You'll be fucking glad you did.
What are you doing here? I said get out. Shut up. Oh, I'm still here.
Just call your mother. God, fucking kids. All you people fucking suck.
Hello, you have reached the automated answering service of your school. In order to assist you in connecting to the right staff member, please listen to all the options before making a selection. To lie about why your child is absent, press 1. To make excuses for why your child did not do his homework, press 2. To complain about what we do, press 3. To swear at staff members, press 4. To ask why you didn't get information that has already been enclosed in your newsletter and several flyers that have been mailed to you, press 5. If you want us to raise your child, press 6. If you want to reach out and touch, slap, or hit someone, press 7. To request another teacher for the 3rd time this year, press 8. To complain about bus transportation, press 9. To complain about school lunches, press 0. If you realize this is the real world and your child must be accountable and responsible for his or her own behavior, classwork, and homework, and that it's not the teacher's fault for your child's lack of effort, hang up and have a nice day. If you want this in another language, move to a country that speaks it. Thank you for your interest in public education.
Right now I'm in a new chapter. In this chapter, reality is hit. Reality is, I'm single, fucking dating. I can do what I want now. Now here's the scary thing about dating for me. I believe in karma. Whatever you do in life is going to come full circle at some point in time. I know it is, okay? My fear is I'm going to fuck around and fall in love and I'm going to get hurt. When I think about getting hurt, I think about the ultimate level of getting hurt. Like, I'm trying to surprise my lady on her lunch break. She would be in the car, give some dude head, I'm going to fuck around and see it. Now, I know I'm not strong enough to deal with that. I'm too emotional. I'll break down. No. Pick your head up. Don't finish. Don't finish it. Jesus, take the wheel, please. I know I can't deal with that. Some men are. Some men can't. Some men are strong enough to catch that woman in the sexual act, like giving another man head to the point where they can go up to the car, open the car door, and say one sentence. In that sentence, they'll let a woman know how much he loved her, how bad she hurt him, and where he is mentally, and he can walk off. Some men can pull it off. You know what? I loved you the best that I could. What I could do, I did. What I didn't do, I tried. Fuck it. He'll walk off. She'll feel bad. Why am I doing this? I don't want to do it no more. Did you get it? That was the dick. Did you guys get it? This was the dick. Did you get it? You got it? Right. Some men are different. Some men are killers. Some men are thugs all the time. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I see my girl in the car, give some dude head. I'm going to go up to the car. I'm going to grab him, drag him out the car. I'm going to beat the shit out the dude. That's what some men feel. Would you do that, man? Change, would you fuck him up? You whip his ass. You gonna fight the guy with his dick out? His dick is out. This guy got the hard dick. That's the wrong answer, Change. I don't like that answer. I don't think you thought about it. You should have thought it through. His fucking dick is out. I can't fight the dude with the hard dick. It's not gonna happen. The reason why is because I'm small. When I fight, I gotta get low. I gotta get your legs. If your dick is out, at some point in time, that's gonna cause a problem for me. At some point in time. Yo, you got my girl out here in a fucking car? Huh? Nigga? Yo, you're gonna lose your fucking mind if a man's dick hits your head in front of a group of people watching the fight. You're gonna do some shit you never thought you would do. You're gonna fuck around and grab it. You're gonna say some shit you never thought you would say. I'm gonna rip it up! This dick is coming with me! This is my dick! I got 2 dicks now! Yeah! Yo, if you grab a dude's dick picking a fight, you got to kill yourself that night. You have to die that night. You can't go on living. Because for the rest of your life, you're going to be known as the dude that grabbed the dude's dick that day in the fight. They're the dude that grabbed that dude's dick that day in the fight. What was I supposed to do? The dick was on my head. Hey, man, get your dick grabbing ass out of here, man. Somebody try to talk to you. Dick grabber.
Mama, I'm on the plane, sitting next to Chinaman. He's breathing deep like he'll be dead. Mama, flight has just begun, but now it's going hard and I'm afraid. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been visiting Wuhan. Going on, and nothing really matters. Mama, I'm on the plane, sitting next to Chinaman. He's breathing deep like he'll be dead. Mama, flight has just begun, but now it's going hard and I'm afraid. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been visiting
Live from the Raw Talk Studios in Southwest Florida, it's the Charles Richardson Show. Fly too high, get to see the light.
What's the worst day of the week that gets us all depressed? M-O-N-D-A-Y-S-U-C-K-S. Here comes more aggravation and a brand new week of stress. M-O-N-D-A-Y-S-U-C-K-S. Monday sucks, Monday sucks, Monday sucks, Monday sucks. Forever will it make you want to cry, 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 cry. Come along and sing the song, now get it off your chest.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. What's up, everybody? It's a Monday, July the 18th, 2022. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Hi. It's me, Charles Richardson, here with you, and only Charles Richardson. Eric is still on a duty, on work. Karen is Karen. And I'm here all alone, just singing to myself. All alone, nobody here beside me. I'm all alone, and Skype went ahead and fucked me, because it had an update. There we go. Studio lines open 813-699-535. Yeah, it just took a little finessing going on. What's up, everybody? Hey, a lot of people, you know what? Facebook's really starting to suck nowadays. And I think it's because, well, number one, don't think anybody gives a shit. But they had an update like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And it caused me, or at least in my world, see, what I do is to go ahead and have like some general information, general topics to discuss. I'm not a fan of reading things fully. So I go ahead and read the story part way just to kind of, get myself familiar with everything. And then I go ahead and share the story. I share the story. And it's usually, there's a share button now down below the article. It's like a little thing like, comment, share. That's usually how it goes. So when I hit the share button, it'll go ahead and pop up another thing. It's like, well, would you like to share to your profile? Or would you like to share to a group? Would you like to share to a page? It gives you your options. I go ahead and hit share to page because that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the Charles Richardson show page. And apologies here. I got to fix my camera. Camera's apparently got a little bit taken down. There we go. So I go ahead and hit share to the Charles Richardson show page, right? We're clear on this, right? I mean, it's a simple two-step process so far. 1, share. 2, to show page. Okay? Then the article comes up that I want to share, and this is where you go ahead and type in whatever comment you want to leave, plus the linked article, and then you hit share, right? Well, on the website, I try to click share, but guess what? There is no share button to finish the whole thing. I can do it on my mobile phone, no problem, but I cannot do it on the website. Does everybody get how that shit works? Does everybody get it? I can share something on the mobile app, but when it comes to the website, there is no share button. It's like lingering there. I cannot press anything to continue. No enter, no escape. It's there. Only thing I can do is hit X to clear it off and do it all over again, which results in the same shit. So Facebook's update is just complete garbage. And apparently people are getting booted off Facebook, like John Monroe, who goes by Billy Buzz Smith on YouTube. 2 more days and is out of Facebook jail, so he'll be ready back. He'll be raring to go by the Wednesday show. He said, I'll blank a kick, with the foot, my wife to the curb before I get rid of my dog. And apparently that is considered violence. Violence if you kick somebody. Well, maybe boot would have been a better, I don't know, but do you get this shit? Do you get this? Like Philip D. Blackman, host of the Philip D. Blackman Show, is on from 6 to 7 Eastern Time, right before my show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He is shadow banned from Facebook. Shadow banned. That sounds like something from Stranger Things. I'm getting banned by Shadow. Or actually, no, it's that new Sonic the Hedgehog character, Shadow. I'm getting shadow banned. What the fuck is shadow banned? I mean, it's like when I share a show, and if you follow my page, especially if you want to get notifications from my page, you should get said notification that my motherfucking ass is going live. There should be no shadow banning. I'm sharing to people that subscribe or like my show. What the hell is going on? YouTube has no problem with this. YouTube, I can actually go on YouTube. I'm fine. But apparently I heard there's shadow banning on YouTube. What the God's name is shadow banning? It's just ridiculous. It is crazy and stupid, and it's making me rather annoyed. Then again, what doesn't make me rather annoyed? Hey, you know what doesn't make me rather annoyed? I see gas prices going down. I know, complete change of subject. Completely. We go from Facebook and me doing a rant on it to gas prices going down. Yay! Just loving it. Gas prices going down below $4 a gallon, which I'm very happy about. Gas prices going on $4, under $4 a gallon. So we actually went to Disney over the weekend. Actually, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We go home on Saturday evening. And I will say, driving a hybrid, 12 gallons fills my tank up, and I got home with a quarter of a tank to go. So that's 8. I mean, if I do my math correctly, that's 8 gallons used to go to Orlando and back. I think. No, 9 gallons. Excuse me. you can see how my math is a little screwed up here. Billy's apparently Billy's the only listener today. If it don't fit Facebook agenda, your hit. Zuck is a pop. Yeah. Listen, you're not going to get any disagreement from me. I'm telling you that right now. You can go ahead and say that, and I will agree with you to the utmost extent right now. Because, honest to God, and let's be honest, we're all being, real here. Most of us use Facebook. Don't lie. Don't say, "Oh, it doesn't affect me." It does. It does. You use it. It's part of your daily ritual. It's something that you've used for years. You have thousands of followers or friends and people you interact with on Facebook Messenger. You watch the Facebook videos. You buy shit off Facebook Marketplace. And listen, that's the way it is. There's no harm in it. Facebook is the conglomerate. They're the social media conglomerate, kind of like how MySpace was at one point in time. Remember that? Except Facebook, I think, went ahead and they kind of mastered it. They kind of mastered and manipulated it and stuff like that. I wish somebody would go ahead, let's call Elon Musk. Let's get him to buy MySpace and turn it back to what it used to be. Can anybody get him on the phone? Let's get Elon Musk on the phone. Hello, Elon? Hi. Listen, we're all getting really fed up with Facebook's bullshit. Can you do me a favor? Yeah, can you do me a favor? I want you to go ahead and buy up MySpace. Listen, you got the money. Don't tell me you don't have the money. You were about to buy Twitter for $1 trillion, billion, gazillion dollars, like Dr. Evil would get. You were willing to buy Twitter for Dr. Evil money. Just go ahead, get back Facebook, bring back all the cool shit like the customizable profiles and everything like that. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, that's great. Bradley joins us in the Facebook chat and says, Bradley. Yes, he's attended for. Thank you very much, Bradley. Thank you very much for telling us that you are here. Would you like to join the show? 813-699-5353. Supposedly getting a couple of co-hosts coming in, both of them late. One due to work, the other one is due to just being the way it is. That's what's really going on. Actually, Eric just went ahead and posted at 7-11. He'll be there in 5 minutes. That was 3 minutes ago. But that's okay. It's okay. Listen, I got no problem with that. No problem with that. But I think there seriously needs to be some type of competition in social media because let's put it this way. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all this other shit. What is there really to direct comparison to Facebook? And anything that you do compare to Facebook, they probably bought up. Like they bought up WhatsApp, which is, I think, spam anyway. They bought up Instagram, which is, I guess, pretty cool. A lot of people use Instagram. And, of course, they have their Facebook. I'm sure they have other things, too. But Twitter, only really Twitter just allows you to type in 125 characters or whatever. It's just a tweet. That's it. That's all it is. I don't think they have live video you can go ahead and do, can it? I don't think so. YouTube, of course, they're always for videos. So, and I think YouTube is bought up by Facebook. Am I not correct? Or is YouTube? No. I apologize. YouTube is actually bought up by Google. Yeah. So it's good. But it's like, there needs to be some social media competition. And I'm not saying it's, Donald Trump's Truth Social, because God forbid, I don't think that goes anywhere anytime soon. But MySpace is there. People were used to MySpace for the longest time. Why can't MySpace make a comeback? Go head to Facebook because people are getting sick and tired of Facebook shit. They really are. Get MySpace back in the running and you watch it boom. Because right now, nobody's heard of MySpace anymore. What does MySpace do? The music video industry? And nobody really promotes that shit anyway. All right, let's go ahead and let's bring in Eric. Eric is finally here. He finally got off his call. That was driving him rampant. Eric, mic check there, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good.
Good. Did I hear you mention MySpace?
Yeah, so I kicked off the show, going solo. Karen's being Karen right now. So I went ahead and kicked off the show. It's like, Facebook is doing the whole shadow banning things on people going live and people getting blocked over for stupid reasons, like John Monroe's alias Billy Buzz Smith on YouTube. I'll kick my wife to the curb before I get rid of my dog. He was banned on that.
Really?
Yes. And he's banned for a couple more days, so he'll be back for Wednesday's show. But it's like things like this. People are starting really to get tired of it. I mean, I'm sure it's not anything new. This is something that they're just really fed up with. Facebook is just, and I'm just like saying, you know what? Head to head, there's not really any competition for Facebook. I mean, you got Instagram, but Facebook owns that. You got Twitter, but they're mainly for tweets. You don't really see live video on Twitter that much. It's not really broadcast that much. YouTube is where the live video. You got Twitch, which, it's more for gamers. But again, Twitch, not really widely publicized. If you take a look at it, I think Twitch is like right at the bottom of the top 10 in social media. MySpace, though, has been around. The MySpace experience has been around for a long time. Somebody just needs to convert it over to what it is now and bring it back to what it used to be. Bring it back to the social media aspect where we can go ahead and talk to friends and message friends and drop our tweets and stuff like that. Just, if that happened, all the people that are basically bugging about it right now, how everything has just gone to crap and everybody's so pissed off with Facebook, you realize how much of a boom MySpace would have? MySpace would grow enormously. I'm going to bring Karen on a little bit, but I'm going to take her off because she's sideways right now. Karen.
Yes, hold on.
I think you have to go ahead and exit out and come back in, though.
I remember having a MySpace account, my goodness, probably for like a decade plus before Facebook even became a thing.
That's what I'm saying. MySpace was the shit before Facebook. Then Facebook came up, and all of a sudden everybody's jumping on the Facebook bandwagon because they want to get laid. And obviously it turned into more than that. But it's just, it's just, that was the phenomenon. There we go. There's Karen right there.
And you know what? We actually had another one. Don't know if you're familiar with this one, but did you ever hear of Black Planet?
Black Planet. I hate to mention that it was for black people only.
Well,
right?
Not necessarily, but it was like, for people with common interests. So, there was a lot of like non-blacks that were on Black Planet.
Okay. I wasn't aware. Listen, when I hear Black Planet, I'm thinking, okay, that's the magazine. I know that is for the African Americans to keep up on their culture and society and stuff like that. It's just, and when you say Black Planet, I'm thinking, let me guess, that's where all the African Americans go.
It was like a Facebook, obviously not on a larger scale as Facebook or even MySpace, but I think that the makers, the owners of MySpace, own Black Planet too, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Well, see, I'm not sure about it. I would have to do some research on that. So, you think the owners of MySpace came up with Black Planet?
You know what? Let me.
Because I'll tell you. Listen. I'm not going racist or anything, but the people that made MySpace are the whitest of the whites. I mean, I think they're ghosts. To be honest with you, they never saw sunlight ever.
Well, look, you know what? As long as the money was green, that's probably all they cared.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
So, hey, you know what? If
yeah, so Black Planet is a African American social networking service for matchmaking and job postings, and it has forums and discussions on political and social issues. This was created 1999 by Benjamin Sun and Omar Warso. None of them I heard. I'm not sure if this is the right Black Planet because they go to blackplanet.com.
It sounds right.
Okay. So, yeah, this one here, no, nowhere close. I guess Karen had to go. So, yeah, this is created by Benjamin Sun and Omar Warso. Omar Warso.
I don't know if that person's black.
No, he's white, actually. He's an assistant professor of politics at Pomona College. He's the co-founder of the website Black Planet. So, yeah, well, Warso earned a PhD in African American Studies. Okay, there's his qualifications. He may not look the part, but he had the qualifications for the part, apparently.
Well, you could be African and not be black. So,
What? Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Billy,
there's a tons of people that are down over there in Africa that aren't black. So, I don't think that we've got the what's the word that I'm looking for? The monopoly on Africa as far as being black. There's lots of other ethnicities that are in Africa, but
John Monroe says, MySpace, Tom, will you be my friend? Yes, of course, Tom will be your friend. I don't think you can avoid Tom from being your friend, to be honest with you. So, anyway, all right, we got we got the trio in here. We got Karen down at the bottom. We got Eric to the top. Eric's top of his forehead's missing, but trust me, it is there.
Would you like it back?
It's okay. It's up to you.
Missing too.
Yeah.
There we go. My hair looks good. Your hair looks good too, Karen.
Yeah, it's good. It's all good. Karen's a little bit.
Mine's a wind blown.
Yeah.
So you've been traveling over the last couple of weeks, huh?
5,200 miles in, a 7-day span, but actually travel days was 5.
5 days in travel?
Yeah.
So, but you were telling me that you did a haul, and this is last week. I mean, right before you had to come over on Thursday. But you said last week you went out, you just drained. I mean, all this stuff just drains the hell out of you. And
it was such a slow drive. Well, honestly, I was getting like 3, which I normally only get about 3 hours sleep. But when you're loading boxes and stuff into a truck or unloading that truck every other day, and in between that's a travel day of 14 hours, you get drained a little bit, just a little. And then my ride home was 55 miles an hour, no AC. I was dying. No control either.
Wow.
So,
and Karen's gone through, I think, 100 cars in the past year and a half. To be honest with you, it's just it's one of those things.
This is a moving truck.
Oh, well, moving truck. You would think
it's not a personal vehicle. It's actually we got it for the business, but the person that had it before us governed it at 55. Now it doesn't have to stay like that. We're going to change that.
Oh, okay.
And the AC blew a fuse. But I separated from David and Tommy, so they took the last load from North Carolina to Tennessee, and I headed back home because I had to be back to watch my granddaughter, and I was by myself.
Right.
So it was just a very long ride.
Well,
hot ride.
I know about long rides, and part of the ride that we did up to Boston, the AC kind of went out, but you had explained, or David had explained it to me that the AC could have frozen over, which is why it didn't work for some of the time. So
yeah, that's true too. But mine was, I guess, a fuse blew in it because the system itself is brand new.
Yeah, John misses you, by the way. He sends his love.
Oh,
I think he needs a boob shot later on. So make sure you go ahead and message that to him.
So anyway. So
on to the next.
Right. So hopefully the trip was worth it and it was successful and it made
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, if they got paid for it, it's successful. I mean, no luggage was lost. They didn't nobody Fast and Furious them or anything like that. So everything was fine.
Well, I think your motto should be "Have skills, will travel."
Right.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's I don't know. I don't know about that.
It was just because it's just one of those things that you getting there, not getting to rest, and having a time frame of getting it done so he could be back for other stuff, and I had to be back. It was exhausting. It's just, and you have to stay in that mindset that you have to keep going no matter what. You just gotta keep going. David gave himself a black eye while we were there too, with a water bottle. I mean, busted the eye underneath open.
What?
Black and blue.
The hell?
A water bottle?
With a water bottle. Yeah, my son was tossing me. I said, toss me a water bottle. We were both up on the porch, and he was at the truck, and I said, he goes, well, I'm not throwing it to you, because if I accidentally miss and hit you in the face, I'll feel bad. And I said, so he told David to catch it, and David bounced it off his hand because he almost missed it. And when he did, it flipped over end a couple times, and the cap of it came and busted him right in the bottom of the eye.
That's just exhaustion right there. Listen, I'm too tired to catch anything. Just just pour the water in my mouth. Okay, that's all.
The owner or the customer came out and he looked at David and his eye was already swelling and he goes, "What's going on out here?" And he goes, "She did it." And I'm like, "Oh, he did that himself."
Wow.
He's like, do I really want to know? I'm like, no, this is pure stupidity going on. Wow. But no, it was a good job. Very good paying job. It's just, it was tiring.
Well, let's put it this way. After gas, which by the way, gas has gone down a little bit, but after gas and everything, was it really a good paying job? Like, did it come out good on your end? Like, good? Yeah. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, adding up what was spent in fuel was really, like, it almost makes you unable to breathe. We spent about $4,400 in fuel. Jeez. That was among 3 trucks, though. That was, our dually and then 2 box trucks. Right. So if you really think about that, that's not that bad. But we still, the job as a total was right at like $28,000. So, yes.
All right, I'm gonna have to come to you after the show for a loan. So that's not bad. 28,000
now I'll give you my expenses in there. Did you hear how much was spent on fuel?
No, that's right. Fuel. So I'm sure there's Taco Bell money in there. I'm sure there's hotel money in there.
Hotels.
So that's called food and lodging.
Food and lodging.
Yes.
How many days were you? How many days were you traveling?
7.
7 days. So 7 days at like a $150 a night hotel, I would assume. Something like that. So probably $1,000 in hotel, right?
Yeah.
$1,000 in hotel.
Close to.
Okay. $1,000 in hotel.
3 people for food.
Well, again, if you kept it at Taco Bell, the 3 tacos, that should come like $4 a piece.
Then we would have never had any miles under our belt because we would have been in a bathroom.
Constantly stop it, right? I hear you there.
Well, listen, with $28,000 to spend on 3 days, that's not terrible. That actually sounds like a good payout, even if it was at a decent hotel, which is about $150 a night for 7 days. And food
then
for 7 days.
We bought the box truck before coming back. So
I would say if and listen, this is Disney talking. So I would go ahead and venture 3 people, $15 each, $45 per meal. Again, that's Disney price.
Right.
You could always go cheaper.
Roughly, yeah.
You could always cheaper. $15. So I'm going to break out the trusty calculator here, and of course,
handy dandy calculator.
Yeah, and of course, this doesn't include any extra spending that Karen did while she was at the sex shop or anything like that. So we had 3 meals.
They have a huge one at south of the border, by the way.
Wow. I saw about that one. Because we passed south of the border going to New England.
You didn't stop?
I know, we didn't stop. We had no reason to stop. Anyway, back to my calculations. Back to my calculations.
Yeah, we got to get back to south of the border in a few minutes. I need to know exactly.
We're not talking about that south of the border, are we?
Like, I don't know. You tell me.
So I'm coming up $15 a meal for 3 people. So that's going to be $135 a day times 7. So we're at $945. We're already looking at. We already agreed it was about $1,000 for hotel. And you said 2,800. Ooh, no, that's times 1,000. No, excuse me. Excuse me. Plus 1,000 for the hotel. And you said $3,000 for fuel.
4,400.
No, 4,400.
Oh, 4,400. Let me add another 1,000.
That was 4,400 divided by 3 trucks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the total price here. So far, and again, this is food, lodging, gas. We're looking at around 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is minus the 28,000. You just made a grand total of $23,000. Not bad. 23 grand. You don't have to. You know what? Take some time off. You don't have to work for about a week.
It's amazing how fast it goes. We bought that box truck, so there went 10 grand. And now the rest is going into David's insurance and licensing and everything. So, paid Tommy his wages. And
when is David finally going to go ahead and get into the shit business? And when I say that, I'm talking about
his state test for Florida is the 25th.
Okay, so once he passes, he's clear to go.
Yep, he's good to go in Florida.
Very good, very good. Because trust me, there's a lot of shit in Florida.
I know.
We need somebody
and a lot
to
of
suck it
building
out.
right now, which is going to bottom out soon. But
No. There was a report there. Jimmy went ahead and posted it. Said it's BS. He's still running strong, 15 to 20.
oh, you
slabs
will
a
for
week.
the next. I would say top year and a half, 2 years, and then it's going to start slowing down.
Well, it may slow
That's
down,
why
but I don't think it's ever going to
pushing David
stop.
so hard.
I don't think it's
Just
ever going to
keep-
stop, though.
It won't stop. It's just going to slow down. Right now, the builders and stuff can barely keep up, and of course the demand for supplies is difficult sometimes. But it's going to slow down to where you can at least catch your breath. That's for sure.
Yeah, probably. So 813-699-5353. We got Karen's trip covered. Eric, did you have a trip that you went on over the weekend?
No, it was family. It was family time, so I didn't have a trip. So we just spent some time. Matter of fact, we've got more family time that's coming. Family reunion's going to start on Friday, so I won't be here. There's a fish fry that's going on. But no, a lot of the stuff we've been doing has been like family activities. Nothing is as extravagant as Disney, but we try to do what we do up here.
There's nothing really to go ahead and compare about Disney. Disney's just a whole nother world, literally.
No, I'm going to have to get out there soon because I was looking at your stuff online and I'm telling you, you guys like you were having a ball. Like that water ride that you guys were on. Oh man, that looked really, really nice.
Yeah. Splash Mountain, and you want to get there before they close it down because they're going to retheme it because of everything being woke. So they're taking away the Bray Rabbit and they're putting in the Princess and the Frog. They're going to retheme it that because we can't have Bray Rabbit and whatever shit that they're complaining about. I guess I don't know, but
That the kids don't pay attention to anyway.
Well, it's
the
not
majority of the adults don't either.
It's not the kids that are making the complaints. It's the adults. It's the oh, this is not right. This is back in the 20s and 30s and 40s, and oh, how dare you make a ride based on a rabbit and a bear, and I mean I don't understand where the and maybe I'm ignorant. I just don't see where and why they're protesting. Is it because? And again, I apologize, but is it because there's no African Americans on the ride there? It's not based on African Americans because now Princess and the Frog, that's what it's going to be based on, and the Princess and the Frog is of color. So it's like, I don't understand, Eric or Karen.
I don't get it either.
It does everything now. If it's not anything to do with, if there's no color in it, is automatically, how dare you? Like I don't get it. It's like God forbid if we forget to cast a black man or a black woman in a movie, now it's like, oh, how dare you? No, but you can go ahead and cast Friday, and I think there's one white guy, and we're just like, oh, we're okay with that.
Wait, there was a white guy in Friday?
Exactly. I don't think there was.
No, I don't think there was.
So it's like,
well, what is it? BET, Black Entertainment Television.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to do WET, we would so be screwed.
Oh yeah,
it's either all the way or like as Charles knows, I am not big on television, but I was watching his dogs. So of course I thought, you know what the hell?
You were on Netflix. I saw the history on the TV. You were on Netflix. That doesn't count.
But I watched Grey's Anatomy. Every episode is the same thing. And now, first, they start out with women's rights and the COVID and the hospital shortages. And then they did the blacks' rights. And then they moved into, the last episode I saw was Asians. It's like, can we just have a storyline and it be entertaining and not have to fill some agenda? Really, to me, it's annoying. And that's one reason I don't watch television anymore.
Well, you know something? It's every sitcom that has that. Even Roseanne, the new Roseanne that came out, it was all political about Trump and how
that's what you and Alyssa had said.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when you really think about it, all the sitcoms recently, after like Friends and Seinfeld and everything like that, Seinfeld was one of the funnier ones because there was just no agenda, period. There's just people just doing whatever the hell they wanted to do, and they made a sitcom out of it. There was not even an agenda. There was no relationship or storyline that I could see. But it was just slapstick comedy. But yeah,
I like TV like that, where it really doesn't have to make sense. Everything doesn't have to be politically correct because it's entertainment. As long as you're not offending anybody. You know what? I enjoyed Friends. I don't think that there was a black person that was on Friends, but I enjoyed Friends. Yeah. I thought Friends was funny. I didn't see. Well, you saw the occasional black person over on Seinfeld, but I enjoyed Seinfeld. Hell, we can go back to MASH. I don't know if either one of you old enough to remember MASH, but I enjoyed MASH.
Yep.
I enjoyed Happy Days, the Andy Griffin Show. I enjoyed all sorts of stuff. So I do think that people are being a little sensitive. And like you said, if they came out with a white, I guess like a black, like WET, I wouldn't be offended. There's also shows that I enjoyed that had the token white person, like in Living Color. Jim Carrey was in Living Color. That's where he got his start.
Yep.
Jim Carrey was funny as fucking Living Color. So I mean, I enjoy comedy. Period.
Yeah.
I was watching something. Yeah, all forms.
I think that's why we don't have really good. And I hear people saying this all the time, especially big moviegoers, is that there has not been a really fulfilling film put out, even for us, for adults or children.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because these writers don't get to just write. They have to worry about, is it going to offend somebody? Is it politically correct? Am I going to use terminology that is no longer, acceptable? And I think it takes the creativity and the pure joy out of, even stand-up comedians. They got to watch what they say. It's ridiculous.
Lord have mercy. And you know what? Because there were times like Andrew Dice Clay, he would go around there and he would say stuff that was funny as hell.
Yep.
About black people, about white people. It was a joke. It was a joke.
He'd be booed off the stage.
Yeah, he'd be booed off the stage. Folks like, I don't know, Red Fox and Richard Pryor would get booed off the stage. But it's comedy. It's funny because a lot of the jokes that they're saying, it's based on honestly being true. So in the case of, and I forgot who this was, it was some guy I saw on YouTube. He was like, the difference between a black person telling a story and a white person telling a story about another ethnicity is that, how did he say it? He was like, that Asian MFer? And then black people will put, the black people would say the ethnicity first, then followed by the cuss word. And the white people would say the cuss word followed by the ethnicity.
Right.
So it's like, well, damn. It's like, what? That was pretty funny because it's true.
That's true.
Yep.
So I think we're too serious. We've got too many, I don't know. Everybody's just like super, super sensitive.
And it kind of is. It really is. And listen, I understand that. We need, the whole BLM movement, I agree, it was a movement that needed to happen. But it's like, we're doing things. Don't tell me we're not doing things. We are. Is it where everybody wants it to be that's doing this movement? No. It's going to take a long time for it to get there, but there is things being done. However, please keep in mind, when there is something that's creative, or something that's created, doesn't mean that every race is going to be represented. Doesn't mean that we're going to go ahead and represent every race. Because some shows, Family Matters, it's going to be all about one type of race. Another shows, Home Improvement, is going to be about another type of race. It's just it's not. But it's not even that. It's not even the point of them saying, well, this is about the white race or the black race. It has nothing to do with that. There's no intent on that, but that's how people see it nowadays. They're all cynical on it.
Doesn't make any, to me, it doesn't matter. Like I said, a good quality show is a good quality show. Let's use Different Strokes, for instance. So that had like a multi-racial cast. Yeah. Everybody was represented.
And John Monroe going under Billy Bo Smith. Sanford and Son. I love Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That old man was funny as fuck.
That's a very underrated show that had a multicultural cast because, there were white people that were on Sanford and Son. There were black people. There were Hispanics. One of my favorite characters was Julio. Julio was super funny. Like he was super funny. So, yeah, Sanford and Son is another one. Archie Bunker.
That's what I was going to say.
You know, and the Archie Bunker show, if it aired now, it would be canceled in the first minute of being aired. Let's be honest. It would be canceled the first 5 minutes. Facebook would flag it. That's how fast.
I would love to hear an Archie Bunker right now, though. Just view our times right now and let him go off. That would be priceless.
And you know what? At the beginning of the Archie Bunker, I think like the first 2 seasons when Lionel was on there, and then they later introduced George Jefferson. Those are the 2 most racist characters ever on TV.
You want to know something?
Because they were pro whatever their race was. George was pro black. Archie was pro white. It's not that they were anti, but they were just pro their race.
Right.
So, I consider that, there's a difference. Now, there are certain people that are as racist as long as the days end in Y. But there's just certain folks that they just want to mingle and interact with their particular ethnicities. Nothing personal against the other folks, but that's just what they want to do.
Why all the hate? Why all the hate? And you know what? Everything is like being banned or being censored. Or not even censored. Nowadays, it's like there's some broadcasts or movies that they won't show because, well, it's not politically correct now anymore. So we're going to go ahead and not show you, or we're going to censor out something. I'm watching Indiana Jones. Okay, the second one.
The Temple of Doom?
No. I'm sorry. The first one. The first one. The Ark with Marion.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, and the boat scene. The captain was black.
Okay.
When the Nazis took over the boat, he was negotiating with the Nazis, saying, "Listen, okay, you're going to take the girl. Take your, he got captured and everything. Take your stuff and go in peace." And then the Nazi was like saying, "You're in no position to ask for anything, savage." Right there, it's like, oh no, we gotta cut that out. But no, that would have been considered politically incorrect now because of that tone of that phrase, just being used. So it's like, come on, Billy says, who remembers when Sammy Davis Jr. was on the Archie Bunker show, and Sammy sat in Archie's chair? The white people flipped over their shit. No.
Yes. Did he ask him, did he want cream and sugar in his eye? It was one of the all-time classic lines in television. So, that was pretty funny because that's one of the few blacks that Archie actually acknowledged that he was a fan of. He was a huge Sammy Davis Jr. fan.
Yeah.
And so, I remember I've seen that episode countless of times, and that was real, real funny. And the crazy part about it is that Sammy Davis was a black Jew.
Yes.
So that was
Go love Sammy.
Yeah, got to. But it's very, very, man, we're like so sensitive when it comes to stuff now. I just really wish that we would just kind of back off. Having to explain the Black Lives Matter movement gets draining. And essentially, if you just take the black out of it, and we do feel that all lives matter.
We do.
So when the Asians were going through their issues down over in Atlanta and down over in Texas, where like the nail shops and the massage parlors and stuff were being bombed. Whatever ethnicity happens to be under attack, their lives matter. So if something happened within the white community and it was done by non-whites, white lives matter. So the movement isn't trying to exclude anybody. It's just simply highlighting the oppressed race at that time. So I get a lot of folks that be like, oh, why don't all lives? Yeah, all lives do matter. But at this particular time, who's being oppressed? Is it us, or is it the white people? Is it the Asians, the Koreans, the Mexicans? Everybody matters. So we really need to make sure that we don't get so caught up how the movement initially started. It's almost like the civil rights movement. There were other ethnicities that were marching hand in hand with us when we were getting sprayed, by water cannons and getting dogs sick on us. Other ethnicities were out there dying, too. So it's really about working together where, I may be able to articulate a message to the blacks and somebody else may be able to articulate the message to the whites that we can all understand. That's the purpose of having everybody together in all of these movements.
Yeah.
Because
well, the movements start off with a good purpose.
Well, no.
The extremists.
Let's say it. The movement started off with a tragedy. Let me ask you this. If George Floyd never happened, do we see BLM?
Probably not as prominent as it did get.
Right.
Now, I'll admit that a lot of people who were looking at the Black Lives Movement thought that it was a bunch of militants that were just running around wanting to loot and all of this other stuff. This was just ignorant ass people that were just taking advantage of the situations. Yeah. So on the outside, it looks like we started this big, huge riot and just a bunch of black people or a bunch of minorities that was running around here looting. But, in reality, the vast majority of the people who were doing it were non-blacks.
Right.
So, no group who is trying to strive for equality is going to accept that as a practice. Going out looting, destroying your community is like one of the dumbest things you can do.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of whole anti doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's you go ahead and destroy your community. What I don't understand that. It doesn't help out anybody. So
no, it definitely doesn't.
And that's why I try to remind people that, like, the difference between the movements that I see today and with the rioting and them trying to say that it's because we're fighting for rights. I look back when civil rights movements started with even Martin Luther King, and they peacefully, even though they were many times being attacked themselves, they stayed peaceful. They continued to move along and do their marches and do their meetings and stuff and speeches, and it was all peaceful. No matter what was being dished out on them, they stood peaceful. And that's the difference between now and then. And to me, there was more taken from civil rights movements then than there is now. I don't think people even see it as serious. I find more people taking it as propaganda, a moment to be involved in something and possibly get pasted on TV or social media somewhere. Mm-hmm. I don't think they take value in movements like they once did.
Billy's going ahead, or I don't know why I'm calling him Billy. John Monroe, the Black Lives Do Matter, it's the organization, BLM, that's fucked up. Look at all the money that they've raised, and top officials of BLM scammed the public, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think they went ahead and do you think they really did scam the public?
I think in a certain in a certain way that they did, because as you dig a little deeper into the founder of the Black Lives Movement, mm-hmm. that wasn't the initial movement that they actually founded. So from what I gathered when I was doing some research on this a couple of years ago, is that they were under some sort of investigation for fraud and all of this other stuff. So yeah, the fact that the people who created the Black Lives Movement doesn't take away from what it wind up morphing to. So, a lot of people in the Black community are aware that there may have been some money that may have been embezzled, but you take the people out of the equation and you think about what it's morphed into, and the vast majority of the people, were joining the movement for the reason that it was intended, or at least the reason that we feel that it was intended, is to make sure that everybody knows that not just blacks, but all minorities, and of course including white people, that there's just certain practices that shouldn't occur. I shouldn't have to be extra fearful when a police officer pulls me over because I'm 6'3", 260, and I'm black. I have to get asked like 10 questions for every one question you may ask a white person. I pay my taxes just like everybody else. I'm a law-abiding citizen just like everybody else. I love my community. I raise my kids, blah, 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 blah. Why should I have to go through extra hoops? Why should I have to have like 10 or 15 squad cars for a routine traffic stop? Why can't I walk to the store late at night and not have the police stop me, ask me, what am I doing? I'm like, I'm walking to the store like the two white people ahead of me. Why didn't you ask them what they're doing? Yeah, see, and I get that. Well, you know what? I take that back. I apologize. I don't get that. I don't understand why you have three people walking to the store, two white people, one black. Why should they be questioned? Period. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. You're not doing anything wrong, right? You don't. And the whole suspicion and all of this other stuff. There's criteria for you to use that. Okay, you're suspicious of what? You trailed me for 2 blocks. You know that I'm like walking. I told you that I was going to the store. So why should I have to answer a bunch of questions. I'm a U.S. citizen just like everybody.
Now, has that actually happened to you? You just walked in the store and somebody pulls you? Really?
Mm-hmm. It sure has. It's happened on a couple of occasions. So it's like, well, damn. One guy asked me, I think I was maybe like 21 or 22 years old. It was like right around Halloween. We had like a curfew, like a 9:00 curfew, and he was asking me, what was I doing? I'm like, I'm getting out of my car to go to my apartment. And then they want to, get your license, and they want to have a conversation with you saying that, do you fit a description of somebody who lit something on fire? I'm like, okay, well, what was the description? You fit the description. I'm like, what was the description of the person? I'm like, was there a tall black guy with glasses? I'm like, what was the description? Now, I've got my work uniform on, too, on the way home. So where was I working? I think I was working it was an auto parts store. Okay. So I got this auto part uniform on. Basically, it looks like a mechanic's uniform, name tag, the whole nine. So, he was asking me, well, where were you? Like during that time, I was at work because I came straight from work, got some gas, came home.
What were you doing at work? What were you doing at work? I was telling a white person what type of transmission he needs to get.
Probably so in that particular case. So he was like, so you got some gas? I'm like, yeah, got some gas over there on 8 Mile and Shaner, which is like the dividing line between Detroit and Warren, which is the next largest city in Michigan.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, I'm like, would you like to see the receipt, sir? And he was like, oh, well, I didn't ask you for the receipt. I'm like, I know you didn't ask me. I asked you, would you like to see it? You asked me where I was. This would prove my whereabouts. Right. I'm like, or would you like, or you're going to take me in custody and we're going to wait till tomorrow and then you can call my job and verify that I was actually at work. I'm like, what are we going to do? I was tired at that point. It's like, if you're going to arrest me. Shit, I just need to get off my feet.
That's just really sad. That really is really sad that actually does happen, because you see it on the media and you're thinking, the media is just blowing this out of proportion.
Media's not blowing it up. And we're talking in the 90s when this was going on.
Yeah.
So I've always had to deal with it, have to be leery anytime you have interactions with the police, because all they have to do is just say one word, gun, and the next thing you know, you've got 12 or 14 officers, that are pumping 60 rounds into somebody.
And that's the thing too. It's like nowadays. And this is where I feel bad for the real hardworking cops that actually are abiding by what they're supposed to do, not picking on people. They're the ones now that are going to have to question each time they go up to an African American or somebody of a minority race where, should I say something? Because right off the bat, they're going to get all, they're going to get all cocky on me, and they're going to go ahead and get all like, well, you trying to pull me over just because I'm black, and all the bullshit.
Yeah.
They did it to themselves. Your fellow police officers did it to yourselves by doing something like that to my boy Eric when he was 20.
Yeah. It's like, it to me, it makes no sense.
If he fit the description, say the description.
Which is cool. Okay, fine. Maybe I did fit the description.
Hey, two, 3 questions, it should be over.
Yeah, I think that there's a way that you should approach somebody. You just don't, you've got somebody's life in your hands, and I can understand being a policeman is a dangerous job, but don't get pissed off at me because I'm asking questions. I mean, you're talking about taking away my freedom. I don't have the right to ask you questions about whatever description it is that I supposedly fit.
Not at all.
They're not thinking about it from that perspective. It's like, I get nervous around cops. You've got your life, basically, my life is basically on your hip. So, do I have a right to get upset? Yeah. Am I nervous around a bunch of folks I don't know with guns? Yes. Just because they got a badge doesn't mean anything. They could go around and they could be having a bad day. They may not like minorities. Hell, I don't know. I could remind them of somebody they hate. It could be 1,000 different reasons why a cop has an attitude.
Yep.
I'm just simply asking a question. Just like you're asking me a question, I'm asking you a question. Why can't the police, understand that we have the right to question something, especially if we didn't do anything? I fit a description.
Well, listen, okay. that we appreciate you giving that experience. I mean, that's honestly, I've not talked to anybody that actually went through that discrimination that you've gone through. But then again, I don't really pry that deep into somebody's personal life. So I appreciate you giving us that insight on that.
It gets to a point, honestly, where it's laughable because it happens so much that now it's like, okay, I got pulled over by the cops and they asked me like 1,000 questions. So it's almost like kind of a running joke now in the black community.
To bring the SWAT team over just for a speeding ticket.
Yeah, it's like, really? It's like, does it really require that many people for a routine traffic stop?
Mm-hmm.
Does it require all of those folks? And like I said again, the vast majority of police officers, I think, do their job. I think they do their job well. They're out there risking their lives to make sure that the community is protected. And I understand that they have to take precautions. I really do. But even with those precautions, it's innocent until proven guilty. And it's kind of that. Hey, that's what the you're innocent until proven guilty. And to me, it presumes guilt when you have to have 15 cars for a traffic stop.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
the car has stopped.
Karen, go ahead.
They don't have that mindset anymore, though. I mean, I have a couple friends that are cops, but the worst state that I've been treated was Alabama. I don't know.
That's good old boy country right there.
My darker features and dark hair, they just automatically assume Hispanic. I was treated horrible by police in Alabama.
See? Not even black. Hispanic we're talking about here. It's all racist but white.
And in front of the kids, like I wasn't even the one driving, but I got asked to exit the vehicle. And they put cuffs on me. And I told them, because I have bone spurs in my upper back, but I have a rotator cuff torn and the other one's damaged, I cannot put my arms behind my back. And I explained that to him, that if you don't have two sets of cuffs, I'm going to need you to put them in the front. And so he put them in the front, but as soon as he got them on extremely tight, he twisted them and yanked me towards him and told me that if I tried anything, that it would be my worst day, my worst decision.
Right,
like,
the whole resisting.
My kids are sitting right there. I have zero on my record at all.
Wait a second, though. What were you being arrested for?
They said that I had not appeared for a hearing, for a traffic hearing, which I had.
Failure to appear to court. Yeah, I got arrested for that too.
So, I had, but it was just, and we had, I want to say there was 6 cruisers there at that time, 2 officers per car. But I did get told one time in Punta Gorda, the Charlotte County Jail, I asked him, I said, why? I said, I have honestly never been so humiliated and mistreated. I felt like it was at the level of dirt underneath their shoe. And he said, it's a mindset that if we don't stay in this mindset that everyone is the worst of the worst, then we put ourselves in danger. And I said, I guess I could slightly, he goes like, you say, you don't have this and you don't have that. We don't have your record in front of us.
Well, they need to go ahead and so I get sort of that understanding that the cop is always going to have a mind control over the person. They're going to have a psychological advantage. So when they go ahead and pull you aside, pull you out of your car, go ahead and question you, they're looking at you, you're like their number one suspect. They're looking at you like, I'm putting you away, and that's how they're going to treat you until they clear everything. So, Eric, to go ahead.
I can say, yes, I appeared in court, but how many people say that?
You're not going to see that.
And they really had.
You're going to go ahead and they're going to look at you like you're the number one suspect. So, Eric, to your point where you said it's innocent till proven guilty, not in the psychological minds of a cop. You're guilty until otherwise told by the computer. And you know what? I think that's the way it is, not only just with Hispanics or blacks. I think it's the same way with whites too, because whites get treated that way too. I've been treated that way.
It can be. I'm not saying that there are not officers that definitely have it out for specific races, because there just are.
Let's put this way. We're going to close this segment out because we got to go to break. But I'm going to close this segment out by saying this: I have also gotten treated shitty, not to the point of getting out of the car or cuffs or anything like that. But Florida Highway Patrol officer went ahead and tailed me. I was trying to get around this person that was going slow. So I went ahead, turned my signal on, and sped past them, and then slowed down so I can remain under the speed limit. Cop pulls me over. And the patrol officer comes out, not going to write me a ticket, but starts berating me, saying, "You got some road rage, sir? You want me to go ahead and take you in? Maybe you need to cool down, blah, blah." Just flat out berating me, like me slowing down to go ahead and get under the speed limit because there was somebody in front of me. You're going to go ahead and call me out on that? Really? But you know what I say? It's like, "Sir, please, I just got to get to work, please. You know, I'm over here like fearful." I would, if I didn't have that fear in me, I would just rip them a new one. I'd be in jail, but I'd be ripping them a new one.
Sometimes that's what they're looking for too, is to escalate it with somebody who gets defensive.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Coming up when we come back from break, which is going to be about 8 or 9 minutes, we got a lawsuit on Skittles. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's kind of weird.
Wow, really?
Yep. Indiana mall shooting has 3 people dead, but a non-cop who's is a license to carry a gun went ahead and took care of the situation. Thank you. We'll talk about that. A shed. Well, are we flipping sheds now? I'll tell you more about that. Toys R Us is in the news, and gas prices also in the news. We'll go ahead and talk about that. It's actually good news for gas prices. So just to give you a little bit of a spoiler, we got that. Plus, we're going to go ahead, and there is a phone number. If you watch Stranger Things, right there on Surfer Boy Pizza, 805-45 Pizza. We're going to call that number live on the air. And plus, we'll go ahead and talk to you about the latest Big Brother that we saw on Sunday, getting ready for Wednesday's veto competition. Right that and more coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Stay where you are. The Charles Richardson Show will return after this.
I try to stand, I don't know what to do. I'm on my own, miserable, my from pain stuck behind, I cannot gain. No way out, we're falling into misery. Still my overtake what needs. We don't wanna live alone, so bring life into our bones. Light a fire to fish and seas. Among the dead, the lies I told better left unsaid. This can't be it. Cycle goes, it never ends. Your words echo inside my head. They capture me. We're falling into misery. Still my overtake what needs. We don't wanna live alone, so bring life into our bones. Light a fire to fish and seas. Setting lights are all I see. Hidden in the crevices, there's a hope to breathe again.
what I think you logically do with a instead of having a $350 billion tax cut, what you do with that money is do a public works project. See, what that is you pay a lot of people to build something, okay? And that way you employ people who are unemployed. And then they get money, and they spend it, and that stimulates the fucking economy too. So you pick a place that really needs something. You know, a state that could really use it, like Mississippi. Of course, Mississippi, because that's the place that no one has ever thought, boy, I got a vacation, I need 2 weeks in Biloxi. And you go down there and you find a place that's totally in the shitter. You won't have to go far. And what you do is build a big fucking thing. I don't care what it is, as long as it's big and it's a fucking thing. And then the economy will explode because people will say, I gotta see the big fucking thing. And then there'll be a big fucking thing restaurant, a big fucking thing hotel and casino, a big fucking thing spa. See, what I felt they should have done for our first public works project is build a giant wall across the entire border of Canada. Because that's where the cold air comes from.
We're back to the best show you have never heard of. That's the Charles Richardson Show.
813-699-5353. Somebody call. Go ahead and get your Irish on the program. Karen's joined us back. Eric's on tape delay. Something like that. I don't know. Make sure you go ahead and give Karen a call. No, not for hooking up. She's not like that. Unless, I don't know. I don't know what she does on the free time. Hall Calling and Contracting, no, that's what she does. They're the team to go ahead and handle all your home improvements, lawn maintenance, car repairs, and much, much more. If you're in the Southwest Florida area, they'll go ahead and handle that. But if you're away from Florida, you may want to talk about hauling. Because if you want a tired Karen who's getting pulled over by the cops and being treated poorly, then you want hauling stuff out of the state of Florida, or maybe going to the state of Florida. Anyway, give them a call and let them know what you need. 941-204-1264 to give you an estimate. Fair prices, hard work, and definitely slave labor. Hall Calling and Contracting. No, I'm just kidding about slave labor. They're the team to go ahead and give a call. 941-204-1264. Make sure you go ahead and tell them the Charles Richardson Show sent you, or not send you. Doesn't really matter to me. What is the Charles Richardson about? What the fuck are you talking about, Billy Buzz? I'm back, Karen. Actually, give Eric a little bit more time here. Let's go ahead and we got some memes here that I can do. Karen, your mic working okay?
Yeah, okay. I was just waiting. I was trying to send you the memes.
Oh, all right. I got some already, but if you got them, let me know when you send them. So
I just sent them.
You just did, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
They were trying to plug the phone in.
2?
The charger up.
2. That's okay. I got a really good group site that I got memes from. It's friggin' awesome. So that's why I'm getting mine. So let's get the memes here. This one here starts us off. All right, here we go. This one is, I was watching a show called 10 Steps to Avoiding a Shark Attack. Really surprised that stay out of the water wasn't step 1.
That's true.
Wow. Everybody brings joy to this office, some when they enter, others when they leave. Unless you fell on the treadmill, nobody wants to hear about your workout. How TF the fuck Do people think people with glasses are smarter? We literally failed an eye test. What's so smart about that?
Right.
It says the 3 people on the show with glasses.
Exactly, right? That's right. Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, it makes you look intellectual, but you have less eye ability.
I put this old fridge outside with a sign saying free 3 days and nobody touched it. So I changed it to sign to $50. It was stolen overnight.
Wow.
Everyone is sitting here with their engagement rings and promise rings, and I'm just sitting here with my onion rings. Hey, listen, don't mess with anybody who's under 5'5". We have the hop-on counters to get stuff. Don't think we can't hop on you like a spider monkey.
Yep.
So true.
Yep. Here's a conversation between an interviewer and myself. Interviewer says, what do you think is your worst quality? And I say, I'm probably too honest. Well, the guy's interviewing me that says, that's not a bad thing. I think being honest is a good quality. And I say, I really don't give a shit what you think. Here's the new names and images of the 7 dwarves of old age. We got nappy, wrinkly, squinty, rocky, saggy, farty, and leaky.
That was good.
Wow. Here's a conversation between me and my wife. I say, please bring me a screwdriver. The wife says, Flathead, Phillips, or vodka. And at that point, I knew she was the one.
Yep.
Vodka. I wanted to shave my private area and used my cell phone as a mirror. It was all great until somebody started liking me on Facebook. Here's a guy, really creepy guy. Did you know in 2016 a 70-year-old Kansas man robbed a bank so he could get arrested and get taken away from his wife? He was sentenced to house arrest.
Wow.
Oh no.
That was actually that backfired big time. Bugs Bunny looking really, really hot and tired. It's so hot when I fart, I can't tell if I shit my pants or if I just sprayed the sweat off my asshole.
Ew.
Here is the Prime family, Optimus Prime and Amazon Prime. Your brother Optimus just saved the universe. Why can't you be more like him? Jeez, Ma, I give people free 2-day shipping. I'll never be good enough. Also completely unrelated, if you have a butt plug and you fart hard, would it hiss like a flat tire or shoot out like a bullet? Karen does not want to give that answer because I'm sure she knows the answer. All right, here's a man and a woman in bed, and apparently the man's very upset. Woman, it's like, it's not that bad. Babe, a tiny penis isn't such a big deal. And the guy says, I don't know, Jenny. I kind of wish you didn't have one at all.
Oh my God!
His Uncle Fester with the constipated look. When you try to fart silently, but it comes with a side of gravy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our memes for July the 18th, 2022 here on the Charles Richardson Show. A lot of dirty ones on that one. There wasn't there? A lot of little nasty, sexually charged ones.
What kind of frame of mind were you in?
I was just like, share, like, share.
That is entertaining.
That's it. That was kind of cool. Yeah, I don't even know what group it is, but I do know it's a group. I'm going to keep looking and searching for them too. All right. So the Surfer Boy Pizza phone number 805-45 Pizza. That's 4574992. Let's give it a call. And let's see what this does here. All right, here we go.
Surf Shop, Surfer Boy Pizza. This is Argyle speaking. We make everything fresh here at Surfer Boy except for our pineapple, which comes from a can. But I still highly recommend slapping some juicy pineapple on your pie. Oh, fruit on your pizza's gnarly, you say. Well, I say try before you deny. Hello?
Hi. Okay. I had to give it a shot. They say, "Oh, you'll thank me later." I'm not sure who to thank because that just was stupid. That was kind of stupid.
It was kind of funny, though.
Yeah, it was. Kind of fits into the theme of Stranger Things.
Yeah, it does.
He was a good added character.
Here's John Monroe. Karen fits the description as we were talking about cops pulling people over. Hot, sexy mama is Karen's description. John, do you have...
On the day I come in,
do you have glasses?
Plain as plain can be, hair a mess. Thank you, John.
Yeah, exactly.
See, let me explain something to you about that, because you probably wonder, why do you tend to get hit on when you're just like in your plain Jane mode, right?
I'm listening.
This is what guys typically do.
Guys are horny as hell.
Somebody,
Guys look at somebody and say, "Do you have a vagina?" Okay, I want to hit it. They don't care.
In some cases, yeah, that's true. Women think that way too, but that's
I don't think so.
For another day.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Just want to remind everybody.
All right. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, if I can get my train of thought back.
Yes, sir.
When a man looks at a woman and we see them out in their everyday playing, and then they have like that natural beauty going on, we're dressing them like up, not thinking about how you are. But if you look that nice and you didn't even really do anything with yourself, we kind of envision what you're going to look like when you put the work in. So if you're ever wondering, why is he trying to talk to me? I just look any old kind of way, because we're measuring up. Now, I don't know what women do as far as, do you envision us exactly as we appear, or are you thinking, you know what, if he's looking that way and if he, does a couple of things, he'll be like a 9 or a 10. So
depends on whether you're in uniform or not.
I'm sorry. I wish it was that way, but no way in hell. Because all I need is, lose about 150 pounds and, get ripped and have long hair, and I'd be my wife's dream.
Well, all right, think about this. Charles, have you ever just seen a woman that had like the makeup, the nails, the hair, all of that stuff done, and she looks like a 6? Have you seen?
Yeah.
So,
you know why?
So now imagine what this person is going to look like once you strip all of that stuff away. I'm not trying to talk to nobody,
but see,
if they're glammed up and the best they look is a 6 with the work. I'm not doing that.
But see, and I don't believe that's the case out there with women looking at guys. Honestly, I don't see that with women looking at guys like that. It's like, well, he looks a little bit not kempt, but if he went ahead and combed his hair right, and he went ahead and dressed up a little bit and actually took appearance, hell, he'd be fine. Dude, does anybody really look that way? Honestly, go ahead.
I used to. All right, so
Alyssa's here too, by the way, so we have a second.
My first husband extremely young. Married him at 13. Married him by the time I was 16, and then started having kids at 20. So, but after him and I split, I was then with 4 kids, then adopted a 5th one. So my outlook was, I need to make sure that we're provided for. So my outlook for a partner was kind of a little bit different. So we always joke with David, because I was looking for kind of the suit and tie. I was a business owner and on school boards and stuff like that. So I was kind of looking for the suit and tie. What I found was I found better... I found David, but
oh God, I really hope he's not listening.
I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, right, sure.
I think David's sitting there scratching his head like,
what the
right. So, but the thing is now I have this outlook, and the hardworking men, and I actually dated one of the nephews of Asplin Tree Service, which everyone knows Asplin Tree Service. They money coming out their ears. And in 6 months of seeing him, 1, he never asked about my kids, and 2, there was no
chemistry.
And because there was just nothing you could talk about that didn't involve money. It was all about the money. And while money is nice and vacations and all this expensive stuff is nice, it really isn't fulfilling. So when I sit at a gas station, for instance, and David makes fun of me all the time, because he says you pick out the guys with the dad bods and the work boots, and most of them are getting off work or headed to work. Yes, because I know that they're going to bring substance first off to a relationship, And to me, that's attractive. They're not. Now, I am a person that I prefer to have makeup on. I have my nails typically done, typically done with jewelry too. So I am that person. But I'm not materialistic and superficial, but I just prefer to present myself on in a better form. But I do think that men and women both are, I think their substance of themselves is viewed more so in just your day-to-day attire rather than your clean-up good look. So,
okay,
Charles, I think you probably get more looks than you think you do. And Alyssa's been by your side. I'm sure she has noticed that you get more looks than
Do
you
I
think
really
you
get
do.
any looks,
You tend to be
honestly?
quite critical of yourself.
I've noticed a few, and I've noticed people outwardly flirting with you, and I've brought it up to you.
You brought it up to me because you think I was flirting with them.
No, but I've seen people flirting with you too.
I don't see that.
So, Alyssa, would you say that Charles is probably clueless because he's got such a outgoing, friendly type personality that people may mistake him for flirting when he's actually just being himself?
Yeah, I have brought that up to him on several occasions where he's kind of said something and he didn't take it as that he was flirting with the person, but it came off that way, at least from my view of it.
Okay. And Charles, what is your response to that?
I like you mentioned, it's like I'm seeing that as. Sorry about that. I usually have that muted so that I could see the call coming in. John's on. John, don't go anywhere here. Let me answer this question real quick. I'm over here taking it like I'm just having a conversation, really. And sometimes my sense of humor comes off a little bit awkward. I mean, I'm one that you have to get used to my sense of humor, and I just never consider myself flirting. I'm just not that way. I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I don't have confidence to flirt and knowingly flirt. I really don't. But John, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Charles.
Don't listen. Let me put Karen. Let me put Karen on full screen.
Dixie after the show.
Let me put Karen on full screen because I know you want a shot of her.
No, I don't want Karen. I want Charles.
I don't want.
He wants the Charles.
I don't.
Hey, sweet pea.
Hon, is this the type of people that are flirting on me? Is transsexuals here?
Charles.
Yeah. What do you want?
You fucking call me a transsexual again? That's it. That's fucking it. I'm out. I love you, Karen. Love you, Alyssa.
Love you too, John.
Fuck you, Charles. Fuck you, Charles.
Well, you lit that fire under his butt.
I did, didn't I?
Listen,
listen. I'd rather him be pissed at me than come on to me like that. I'm sorry, John. I had to go ahead and. Oh God, what the hell?
But to recap on what Eric said, I completely do see your point, even though my self-esteem tends to tell me otherwise, because I used to wear the three-piece suits all the time. Mm-hmm. And I had gone out with friends, and I've told David several times, I said, rarely did I actually get that walk-up flirt, or ask out or approach. And he would always say, well, were you in, your day-to-day wear, or did you go and put the high heels and the three-piece suit on? He goes, because when I met you, you were in the three-piece suit. And he goes, I have to tell you, it was intimidating. And he goes, guys get intimidated by that. And I'm like, so you have to dress down, but then society shows you the opposite. They show you, women doing themselves up and everything and thinking that that's what men are looking for, and they really aren't.
To that point, I never wear makeup. I wear dresses and things like that, but I don't dress up on a regular basis or anything like that. And I never really get approached by anybody most of the time. But when I was in college, long before Charles and I were together, I was wearing, I'm not kidding you, this oversized sweatshirt, ripped jeans. I'm like headphones on, watching something on my phone, or no, it couldn't have been my phone. I was listening to music because it was before we had smartphones. So I was listening to music, headphones on, head down, and I get hit on. In fact, I got asked out by just some totally random guy on the bus. So you just never know. I mean, even if you're dressed down and you're not even really prepared to even speak to anybody.
Yeah, there you go. And all these things that you said, you've seen people give me looks like. It's got to be looks of disgust. It really has to be. I can't. I'm sorry. Somebody looking at it like, oh my God, how can that guy be so freaking damn ugly? They're probably throwing it up in their mouth.
Ugly.
I didn't say I was, but I'm just saying that's what they're probably looking at.
No, they're not.
People have like different things. Some people, you're a guy, height, size, big, deep voice. You've got a certain presence about you. When you walk into a room, you really don't have to say much. You walk into a room, people know you're there. So some people are attracted to that type of quality. They call it swag. Yeah, the confidence, the swagger. So, you know what? Sexy to people, what's attractive to people, it's different, where me and you are probably oblivious to it. We walk into a room and it's like they know we're there. We ain't got to say nothing. It's like the mannerisms. You look confident. Your body language exudes confidence. So people are attracted to that confidence, that alpha, if you will.
I'm kind of liking the fact that it's like I have this body confidence, but inside it's like I got no confidence whatsoever.
That's kind of the question I was going to ask, because I know myself, people that have known me for many, many, many years, if I even were to mention that I'm self-conscious or insecure, they're what? No, because I'm the one that can either throw the party or attend one. And I'm talkative and socialize, and so they don't see it, but I do it because I am insecure. So it's just easier for me to like keep a conversation going or something to keep occupied from the thoughts that are in my head. So I was wondering, Charles, if that's something you do.
I'm the opposite. I wear my insecurities right out there on my sleeve.
I try my best to hide them.
Yeah. A lot of times it's like, I just gotta keep it like deep down in my gut, and like I'm not letting that shit loose. It's just like,
You know what? Over the course of my life, I've had so many things that have went wrong. I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like things are how they are. If somebody doesn't like me or don't feel like I'm an attractive whatever, I really don't care. 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah,
I know I'm not gonna please everybody.
Especially get anxiety in social situations.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She really does. She's not a social butterfly. She really isn't.
If I'm going out with a bunch of people who I know, who I am friends with, and that know me, and I'm great, I'm fine, I can talk, I can have no problem, I can let loose and have a few drinks and whatever. But if I'm in a situation where I might know one or two people, but I don't know very many people at wherever it is that we're at, I get very anxious, and I don't like it.
Social awkwardness.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I know it's a thing now. A lot of people even that were like very confident and socially into everything since this pandemic, we've had to readjust to going back to a society where we interact with people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
oh my God, taking a year or two off and all of a sudden we got to talk to people? What the hell?
It's true.
Well,
and the opposite for those that were social and had chaotic, busy schedules. They had to adjust to being cooped in for so long, and like us huggers, it was hard. It was really, it was hard.
It was hard on the huggers for sure.
Well, there were a lot of memes that were going around for those people who were having extra like marital, relationships. COVID killed a lot of that. And then the divorce rate went up because they realized that, okay, you got to be locked up with somebody. They chose the side piece. Well, the side piece doesn't cook. The side piece doesn't clean. The side piece doesn't know how to do laundry. The side piece really was just terrible for anything other than sex.
It was funny. Last year, at the beginning of the school year, I was working in a classroom, and the teacher had introduced herself to me, and I put my hand out to shake her hand, and she's like, "Is it even appropriate to shake hands anymore? I don't know."
Yeah, it's that awkward phase, like, fist bump I'll do still.
I mean, she was okay with it, but she was making sure that I was. I don't know why she was making sure if I was the one putting my hand out, but it was a really awkward situation because she's like, "Are we even allowed to shake hands anymore? I don't even know."
I've asked that too. Like, are you okay with hugging? Are we? What's your preference?
Well,
you have to find out.
In my workplace, I have a lot of people who are uncomfortable with hugs in general. Before the pandemic, they just don't like to be hugged, and I'm talking about the adults, not the kids.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 adult children that don't like to be touched. Like, if you just put your hand on their shoulder without them knowing you're approaching them, they freak out.
Well,
like,
I mean, but the fact that I'm working with autistic children, I mean, you might think it was the kids, but it's not usually. It's actually the adults.
Well, hell, the children are easy to read, especially autistic ones. They'll let you know whether or not they want you.
They'll tell you if they don't like something. Trust me.
Instantly.
And that's what I love about autistic children, because it don't take much for them to let you know, like, nope.
Let you have the brutal truth.
Yeah.
John was typing in, to be honest with y'all, man, I talk wild here, but in public I'm shy. I think it's my mental health going on. He was also saying the comment there, it's like, Charles, you're good people, brother. Glad I can get to you on times. And also, he says he doesn't like crowds either. So, yeah, a lot of people just don't care for the crowds, apparently.
I can handle a crowd, like going to Disney and going, concerts, whatever.
Well, you got to handle the crowds going to Disney. I mean, that's what it is. We handled
once I had kids and I had to start counting heads constantly, then my anxiety and my OCD kicked in, and it was. By the time I got out of a crowd, I'm a frazzled mess, and so I don't care for them. I'll still endure them. I just don't care for them.
We only have 1 head to count, but I'm used to counting heads because I worked in daycare forever. So, so I'm like, okay, how many kids do I have today? All right, make sure they're all here. Yep, they're all there.
All right.
Make them count off.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Got any issues with crowds? Give us a call, 813-699-5353. But going to go ahead and get to a topic that's kind of important, especially Alyssa's going to probably have a comment on this one here. There's a new lawsuit out that claims Skittles are not safe to eat.
I don't care. I still like to taste the rainbow.
How long has Skittles been around?
Long.
How long have I been eating Skittles and I haven't died yet? I'll just keep eating them.
Well, the lawsuit alleges that Skittles are made with a known toxin called titanium dioxide, which is unfit for human consumption. In 2016, the candy maker Mars said it was planning to get rid of the chemical compound from its products. The lawsuit claims it's still being used. A Mars spokesperson says the company does not comment on pending litigation, but its use of titanium dioxide complies with FDA regulations. So,
well, the thing about that is, there's stuff in everything that is not recommended to be eaten.
We're all going to die.
But they put such trace amounts that it's still approved by the FDA.
All right.
Well, your city water has arsenic in it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
so we can consume arsenic. We can consume titanium out of Skittles.
You know what? Maybe the arsenic goes ahead and kills off the titanium dioxide, and we're all safe. And the arsenic just lives in us, I guess. I don't know.
People are injecting botulism into their face. I mean, at this point, who cares?
Is that the
okay, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Just so you know, I have plans to do that.
Why? Why would you do that?
Well, because I don't want a wrinkle, number one. And number two, they say it also, see, it's up here, so it's close to the head region, or it's in the head region, so, and they say it helps migraines.
I have heard that
I'll give it a shot.
Botox injections in certain areas can help with migraines.
Yes.
There's also a piercing.
I know, but I'll do the Botox before I'll do the piercing.
See, I'd rather do a piercing.
I have a phobia of things being like penetrating my skin.
I've got piercings in my ears already.
Yeah. So shouldn't that help it out?
No, it's a certain spot. It's
up here in the ear. Up
there in that little
the cartilage.
Hold on, let me full screen you. Go ahead and show it.
This fold here in your ear.
That fold in your ear.
It's like right there.
Gotcha. So you know what? We can just go ahead and sterilize the needle later on tonight. I can find. I don't
have migraines.
Oh. Well, I mean,
I'm not volunteering.
I mean, we can still do it for the show. Can we do it for the show on Wednesday?
Wow.
No? All right.
I have heard
myself because I don't do well with it.
I have heard
I've had my ears
very badly.
Just put some Windex on it.
Windex? Wow.
That's my big fat Greek wedding reference.
I can deal with the piercing itself as long as it's done like with the piercing gun. I've had it done, like I said, 4 times. What the problem lies in when that earring comes out and I have to put another one in, I get cold sweats. I feel sick to my stomach. I almost pass out. The thought of sticking something in my own skin, I just can't do it.
Those actually stay in. I don't think you don't have to change them. You can, I guess, if you wanted to. But
it would be a permanent fixture, that's for sure.
You don't have to change them out.
So, interesting how we go from Skittles to dye-in to, let's get a piercing. How in the hell that came through?
It's all going to kill you.
It's all going to kill you one way or the other. We have any good news? We're actually not going to get to everything tonight. So, do you have any good news to get to? Or that's a shaking their head no?
I haven't had a chance to look it up. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we know good news. So, we're going to go ahead and
just keep talking about how Skittles are going to kill you.
No, we're not going to do that.
Well, one last point about Skittles. They were introduced in the UK in 1974. So for almost, 48 years, Skittles have been around, and they're just now getting around to 2022 saying that Skittles may be bad for your health.
Excellent.
So how many people have died from eating Skittles since 1974?
None.
Probably nobody. Yeah. But John wants to comment on the Skittles controversy. Go ahead, man.
No, talking about Botox and the injections.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen videos out there. There's these women that got like the butt injected, but with like cement, plaster type cement, and really effed them up.
It like hardens instead of.
Yeah. And they go to Mexico to save money, and they get botched. Look at that lady that wanted to be Barbie. They told her no more. She's effed up for life.
Oh yeah. I think she was effed up from the inside. She just made the outside look like the inside.
That's true.
Gross.
Yeah, she had something going on there.
Definitely.
Yeah, what Karen was saying about the injections above the eyes there, that's what I heard as well. It takes care of the migraines.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So kill 2 birds with one stone.
That's right.
I've had friends that actually had that piercing, though, and that they said that helped tremendously.
Right. Hey, did you have a good time this weekend, guys, at the park?
Yeah, actually we did. We didn't really get to talk about it much, but we can go ahead and take over the show from here for the next 11 minutes. That's fine.
I like the little video of your son there. I can't explain what he did, but his facial expressions cracks me up. He gets pissed off. He gets pissed off when you call sometimes, and
he gets
turn it off.
He gets pissed off all the time.
Yeah, he does. He gets ticked off all the time.
Bad.
Sometimes he'll act for the camera. Other times it's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
It's like,
it just depends on the mood.
Yeah, right.
He rode a lot more rides than we really expected him to ride. And he's tried some new rides that we weren't sure how he would handle, and he did really well, and he really enjoyed them. So,
Well, one of the videos Charles was doing, hey, you going to go on this ride? Yes. Going to go on this ride? Yes. Going to go on this ride? Yes. Going to go on this ride? No. Can't remember what the ride was, but it was funny
probably
as hell.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Probably Pirates. Yeah.
He does not like Pirates because it's dark and there's cannonballs.
Yeah, he doesn't like
being
dark
shot at
or
you.
being. Yeah.
Is it allowed?
As he gets older, hopefully comes out of his shell a little bit more, you know?
He will.
The cannon thing, it's like there's cannons firing off of the ship and you get there's a splash in the water next to you.
So what it does, so what it does is basically so you have a makeshift ship and like a real life full size ship, and the cannon guns. What they'll do is you'll hear the boom, the sound effect. The cannon gun lights up red inside like it's shooting off a cannon. And then 3-4 seconds later, there's a spot where it splashes down. And there's different spots there where the water will splash up at you. Sometimes you get wet, sometimes you don't. But the cannon fire
he'll get used to it.
Well, yeah, I think he will. I think he will. Just
all right, I'm going to get off the line and listen.
Yeah, you do that.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so
yeah, he's still terrified of the dark, but we're working on that.
Yeah, that's the one thing we got to take care of is getting him acclimated to the DAC.
He really liked that Star Wars ride, though.
Yeah, he did. He
as
really
soon as we got off of it, he said, "Can we do that again?"
He said the same thing with one of the other rides, the Splash Mountain ride.
Yeah, he said that too.
One too. He wanted to go to the one the log flume, the one that turned into the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Soon.
So, did y'all get a chance to do the multiple rides like the Star Wars ride and the Splash Mountain ride again for him?
No, we didn't go again. We just went one time and that was it.
But we go to Disney all the time, so I'm sure we'll be back on them again.
Oh yeah.
So how much time did you guys actually spend there at the park? Was it like 6 hours, 8 hours?
So
open to close?
So no, it was definitely not open to close. We're too old to handle that, and plus he would never handle that anyway.
No.
After a certain point in time, 3-4 o'clock, the ongoing joke is the wheels are starting to get wobbly. You know, wheels starting to get off the bus. But so basically, what it is. So we went up there because Scotty, the gentleman from Just for Fun Radio, you can hear him in the morning, 7:30 to 10, Monday through Friday, and he was planning a trip with his family to come down. He went ahead and contacted me. We talk about Disney, what to do, what not to do. Apparently, I don't think they really needed me because Crystal had the app. Crystal had everything down pat. Had the DAS pass and everything like that, which is the disability access pass, because Scotty has to walk with a cane. He can't stand in line. So it's kind of like, all right, I'm going to go. I want to ride this ride. Okay, well, you don't have to wait in line. Just come back in 50 minutes and we'll put you right through. You know, it's just depending on the wait time. And that's what Stefan has because he has ADHD and anxiety. I also have been diagnosed with anxiety, ADHD, and the ability to race really loud. So,
hey, 53 after, right on schedule.
Not bad. They go through that. They go through that time phrase. So we all went. We all have a disability pass. Me and my son, which links to Alyssa, and Scotty had his on there. So basically, we kind of synchronized rides on Friday. Thursday was kind of like it was a total wash. We went to Magic Kingdom. We did the rides ourselves.
It was literally a total wash at the end.
Yeah, monsoon style wash for about a half hour.
And hail. It was hailing.
It was hailing a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. It was a pretty bad storm. But we only met up with them for like a few minutes because they came really late and we came early.
And storm.
Yeah, we waited out the storm and talked to them inside one of the cafes. But Friday, when we went to Hollywood Studios, that's where you have the Tower of Terror, you have the Star Wars and the Toy Story lands, and Scotty was all geeked out for the Star Wars land. So we went ahead and rode the Star Wars. We went ahead and rode. We didn't ride Alien.
I rode and then
I rode Tower of Terror.
That was all we really rode.
That's right. Yeah, that's all we really rode.
We were gonna ride Alien. Because we came into the park later in the day.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't.
We were gonna ride Alien, but then line ended up being longer than it was.
Yeah, well, actually, one of the alien sources. They have 3 of them. One of them broke down, so the line was extended way further than we wanted to. But when we got to Star Wars, it was like a total geek out session for Scotty. He was taking pictures and videos and everything like that. So it was more like a sightseeing tour that he was having. But and then we rode the Millennium Falcon, which again, everything in that land is built to scale. Like the Millennium Falcon is built so huge, so big. It's like literally, again, it's like you're in the actual area where all the stuff is happening. This whole land is built to scale. The robots and everything, they beep out to you. They move their heads and they act like they're talking to you. The animatronics is just great. And so we were there, rode that ride. And at that point in time, like we said, the wheels are starting to go ahead and get wobbly, and it's like, we kind of went ahead and skedaddled out of there. They stood there. They rode the other ride that I have not ridden yet, which is the ride of Rise of the Resistance, another Star Wars ride, and that's pretty much it. That's all we really did.
I think we could get him on Rise though now.
Yeah.
Now we did
the Lightning McQueen Academy. That was the other thing that we did, but that was just a show.
Yeah.
But
for the kids.
Yeah. But listen, the whole trip there was good. I mean, we rode rides that we wanted to ride. I mean, we went to Epcot on Saturday just for one reason only, and that's for me to ride Guardians of the Galaxy, which you cannot get on unless you have a boarding group, which you have to basically be at 7 o'clock in the morning on the dot, or you don't get on unless you pay to get on. And even that closes because all the time slots fill up quickly. I was able to get my slot at like 1 o'clock. Me and my cousin, who never rode it as well, we went ahead and rode it for the first time, or he rode it for the first time. I rode it for my second time. Again, amazing. And
well, we got on Ratatouille too.
we got Remy's ride there. So
Stephen liked that.
Oh yeah, he loved that ride. So it was a good trip. We didn't spend a ton of time in the park, not like we usually do. We'll wake up, get there like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
We spent a good amount of time at Magic Kingdom, though.
We did. We did that. So, but the second and third days, it was like, I think 4 hours at Hollywood, because like I said, we came late. Yeah. We went after lunch, and Epcot was just for the one ride. That's it.
Yeah, I think it was like about 6:30, 7 o'clock when we left Hollywood.
But see, that's the advantages of us having the annual passes is we don't need to do a whole park. We don't need to spend all day doing the whole park and getting everything in there, because we'll just come tomorrow, come next week, come the week after. We can do whatever we want. So,
and what's the drive time from your house?
It is a little bit of a drive. It's about 2.5 hours to drive. So when we do it, we could do a day trip, like leave here about 8, get there 10:30, have lunch at the park, ride a few rides, come home at night. We could still do that.
We do occasionally.
It's not something that's ideal, but we can do it if like, hey, we got to get out of the house. Let's just go. So, but yeah, listen, we're getting close to the end of time. So, hey, thank you very much for allowing us to go ahead. I know Eric is bored. Look at him. He's just guys like,
no, I'm good. I'm good.
I think our next Disney trip's going to be water parks.
Yeah, because our water park passes come in. Actually, mine comes in tomorrow. So, let's go to last words. Eric, go ahead. Any last words you have?
Nope. Just looking forward to catching up on Umbrella Academy. Really want Stranger Things to hurry up and come out, because now I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I think tonight, after we get off, well, Monday Night Raw's on, but I think I'm going to start catching up on Big Brother.
Yeah. We didn't get a chance going through Big Brother. We'll do a full geek out on Wednesday. Karen, last words? No?
It's good to be back.
All right.
Again.
We'll see you guys back on Wednesday. We're out of here. Take care. And what you have quickly?
Oh, I was just going to say, I tried to get into the Umbrella Academy, and I couldn't really follow it that well.
I couldn't follow it either because I have no idea what the hell it is. But we're out of time, guys. Take care.
All right. Talk to you later.
Yep, bye.
It blinded me permanently.